What is up, everybody? It's Receiver today, and we are going to talk about the Microsoft signing the 10-year deal with Nintendo. Now, we knew this was happening, but now it officially, because Microsoft has said this before in the past, they're going to make those 10-year agreement with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty games to that platform once the Activision Blizzard merger goes through. But they officially signed the contract, a binding 10-year contract to bring Xbox games to Nintendo gamers. This is just part of our commitment to bring Xbox games and Activision titles like Call of Duty to more players on more platforms. So it's another thing that says the same thing. They're bringing the games to Nintendo, Call of Duty games. This is pretty big news because Call of Duty games haven't been on Nintendo since the Nintendo Wii U. And I believe the last game was like Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was November 2012. So almost a decade, a little bit over a decade ago. Nintendo hasn't had any Call of Duty games. I don't know why exactly. Like I don't think nobody really give an explanation why. Because I think that makes sense. Like Nintendo Switch is doing extremely well. You would think they'd bring the games over to that platform, but apparently they just didn't. So, but this isn't the interesting part of this whole thing. This news story about them signing a contract isn't the part of the video I want you to focus on. We're gonna focus on Geoff Keighley's comment. So, Call of Duty ain't been to Nintendo in 10 years, over 10 years, and the first thing Geoff Keighley asked is price parity too? Pretty much saying, what's the price you're gonna charge Nintendo gamers to play this game? Like he's super concerned on how much they're gonna be charged. And I was like, really? Where was this concerned? Since he cares about the price so much, where was this concern? What was his concern when Sony was charging people $70 for their video games? Like he seems to like it kind of has the essence of he has a problem with the price they might charge, like whether it be 70 or even more than that. Like why does he care? He obviously don't care because I didn't see the peep from this guy when Nintendo changed their price for Breath of the next Zelda sequel to $70. They're charging their gamers $70. Or I didn't hear a peep from this guy when Sony started charging their first party games $70 either. So why does he care about price all of a sudden now? Maybe because it has to do with Xbox. And a lot of these media guys, these gaming media guys, they have a real bias against Xbox. It's like when Sony and Nintendo does something, it's completely fine. But when it's Xbox, we have to scrutinize a little bit more than usual. So this has got the most attention. Like his tweet has by far got the most attention because it's like, why is he so concerned now? Like you didn't say a word before about these other companies raising their prices, but now since it's Microsoft, has to be has to be scrutinized a lot. So nothing to see here. Geoff Keighley doing what he loves to do best. We can see. Okay, that's a pretty funny picture right there. As if they raise the price on Nintendo or Sony when it's already priced at 70. Shaking my head. Yeah, it's already at $70. I'm like, I don't see Nintendo gamers even having a problem with this, because they're so eager. They were so eager to claim they're gonna buy the next Zelda game for 70. So I don't know why they have a problem with this Call of Duty game for 70 at that price point. Fire the intern Game Wars host who wrote this tweet. They said there might have been Geoff Keighley's intern. Who knows? Why would it not be though? Food for thought. Nintendo can't even offer that with their own games, as it's unclear which other games would be 60 or $70. Why did you never question Sony on prices when they increased games to $70 before anyone else? That's what everybody wants. I want to know that too. Like, where was he at when Sony increased it? They were able the major one at the big three to increase their game prices. Where was this commentary at then? Like, I definitely want to see that. Or the huge increase on consoles in the UK. Come on, Geoff. At least try to hide the loyalty. Yeah, he's definitely biased for Sony. It's obvious. A lot of these people in the gaming media are definitely biased for Sony. It's just obvious now. Go to the company that start charging $70. Geoff Keighley is so biased, he's a shill. Sony fanboy? What an odd question. It is definitely the timing for this question is extremely odd. So if he's not biased or a Sony fanboy, he's definitely has a weird way of showing that he's not super like Sony fanboy at this point, because it's definitely odd. If you don't want to pay $70 to play on Xbox Game Pass, do you think Xbox is supposed to have zero benefit for outright ownership of Call of Duty? Price will have parity at retail. The difference is Game Pass. Can't you even hide your thinly veiled preference for a second? That's a comment I expect the Red Dragon to make, not you. This is as obvious as asking, as the sky will remain blue after this deal. Yeah. A lot of people calling Jeff on the comment section like he was going on full. He's trying to, that question was kind of it was a two-worded question, but people are like saying, "Hey, you seem like you super biased, Jeff. Like, what's going on here?" Absolutely no reason for the kids and the replies to be mad at this. Will Call of Duty be $70 like all systems, or 60 because it's a weaker hardware? Nah, people got a valid reason to be concerned because where was this? What was this concern about price when any of the other price increases? Like, why is it only Microsoft he has an issue with? What kind of question is this? Especially, you would think the bigger news would be that Nintendo platforms are getting Call of Duty again. You think that'd be the bigger news here, but nope. Geoff Keighley has to make it something else. And Nintendo is still trying to sell 6-year-old games for full price, so like that matters. Yeah, Nintendo really should be. I don't really care about the price points of Nintendo games at this point because they don't even they barely have sales for the games at this point. Like I said, you can see some 6-year-old games on their platforms to be full price. So I'm really nitpicking about price points at this point with Nintendo. You said that to Sony, your girlfriend? Definitely calling Jeff out in the comment section. Okay, play pony. Uh, Pony alert. Bias much? Yeah, it's definitely like kind of crazy. Due to his obvious position, Sonyer, they should never give him ads or games for his events. Remember the coincidentally, he is the first to have anything new that Sony releases. Perhaps he runs to ask Sony why it blocks games for Game Pass. Then you ask why no one takes you seriously as an impartial person at your awards. Yeah, it's obvious that this guy's super biased. Like, it's just the fact they be trying to hide their neutrality. They be trying to hide their bias. Like they be trying to actually appear as they're like really neutral. But it's like obvious that Jeff, you are definitely not neutral in this conversation here. Um, I had to make sure I wasn't following Geoff Keighley. Thank goodness. Price parity as this person just rolls their eyes. And then you wonder why people think you hate Xbox. A Sony pony, I see. Yeah, they definitely call this dude out. Jeez, like little every comment I send, this dude is a fanboy. So you even had a hint. You thought this guy was a neutral. It's like, nah. People pretty much think this guy's a huge Sony fanboy at this point, just in disguise, because this is ridiculous. Jeff, can you remind me why people doubt your integrity? Is Kojima meat riding including only for you, Dorito man? Jeez. Do you riding for Sony? Your belongings, sir. This is funny. Game Pass is Sony's disadvantage, not gamers. Let the Sony fanboys pay their 75. That's what they want anyways. That is definitely a very bizarre take, though. Like, Sony fanboys they're really adamant about paying full price for a game that we can get on Game Pass, which is so bizarre. I just don't understand that. Like, if you get a discount on a game, that why not get the discount? I don't know what you get by saying, hey, I pay full price. That's definitely a weird flex to me, in my opinion. I just don't get it. STFU? I'm not even about to read that. What the hell? These people. Well, Geoff Keighley, Sony at it again. I bet Jim Bryan's D has Jeff Teeth's engraved. Jeez. The Sony protector has arrived. You could have gone to Brussels to defend Sony in court. As he has a picture, a gif of Braveheart. Cringe, you Sony fanboy. Yeah. I'm not taking Jeff's opinions too seriously at this point. When he's a very biased towards Sony individual. Why you are a Sony pony clown journalist? You are just a paid Sony fanboy. Go home, you're drunk. Sony ass kisser. What a effing shield. And I say these guys got the right to roast this dude in the comment section because, like I said before, I don't remember any time this guy's ever talked about the price points any of these other platforms increasing the price. Like, so why would you just start now? Out of all of the times to start, you start now when it's like dealing with Microsoft and Nintendo. Like, it's just very, I guess, it just makes you side eye this guy a little bit. But Geoff didn't ask the question to Sony. I wonder why. Yes, so Sony raised the price. It's just fine. Even when Nintendo raised the price for their first party game, they got older hardware. It's just fine. But when Xbox potentially might charge Nintendo $7 for their games, the question has to be asked why. When it's just like, really? Your bias is showing. Am I wrong, or did Sony not push the $70 game starting 2 years ago? Yeah. Not a peep from this guy about that, though. Funny how you never question Sony or Kojima on price or exclusivity. Yeah. Definitely doesn't do that. Is he complaining about Game Pass or such a weird response? Seriously, just strange if anything. One that runs a major award show within the industry should try to be unbiased as possible. They just can't help it. They just can't help it. You would think so because people will look at them sideways because their job to be a neutral party, but nope, they just can't help it. They have to be huge Sony shills at this point. Holy crap, I expect people who run big crap in the industry to have some effing knowledge about it and not a fanboy anyone, but oh well, here we are. Geoff, hope you aren't doing that for free. Yeah. Really odd comment here. I don't remember Geoff being vocal when PlayStation started charging more for his console and games. Stuff like this really doesn't help his image when people say he is biased. Yeah, at this point, like people, we kind of get the gist of it. People don't believe this guy. Like people think this guy is super extremely biased. When I kind of do as well too. Like a lot of these guys, especially recently, it's like this just negativity against Xbox. I was like, it's pretty obvious at this point. Like they're super biased towards Sony. Like Sony could do it, they won't make a peep about it. But when Xbox slowly raises the price or it has a hint at a price increase, it's a problem now. So it's just blatant hypocrisy at this point. But yeah, even the guy who runs the biggest gaming award show is still it's still pretty biased, which is obviously pretty clear right there. So I'm going to conclude the video right here. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below, either on Nintendo finally getting Call of Duty games again, or Geoff Keighley's comments. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below, either topic. Leave a like for this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.